roasted chestnuts scent the breeze beside the baker's wall. When an amber cardigan goes passing down the hall, it reminds me of the jacket that you wore that year, walking through the falling leaves and autumn atmosphere. We were sharing roasted corn outside the cinema door, counting up the copper pennies rolling on the floor. Then you tossed your paper wrapper in a metal bin, smiling at the silly mess we both were caught within. I can still recall your laughter ringing clear and loud, dancing underneath the trees above the evening crowd. If that season spun around and landed at my feet, would we trade our quiet sorrows for a crowded street? Would you point toward the window where the baker smiled, while the autumn weather kept us innocent and wild? For a moment in the breeze I caught your sweet perfume, then the wind went tumbling onward and it cleared the room. There is beauty in the ghosts that visit us so late, walking down the quiet corners where the memories wait. Every season leaves a trace of someone we adore, resting gently in the corners of an open door. Time can take the present hour and fold it out of sight, leaving golden satisfaction in the fading light. I don't need that afternoon to happen all anew. I am grateful for the season and the breath of you. Let the crisp October weather wrap the world in gray. I will keep the little moments that refuse to stray, for the scent of roasted chestnuts lingered in the square, proving that a vanished sweetness is still hiding there. What we cherished long ago does not have to fade in the warmth of every memory that we softly made. Sirens wail outside the corner store, while leaves blow dry across the pavement floor. I sweep the porch and brush away the dust that settled down while iron turned to rust. A heavy mug sits empty on the wood beside a rusted tin of cedar wood. You used to stir your sugar twice and smile, and sit and watch the traffic for a while. We spent those afternoons without a care, with autumn blowing softly 64 is hanging safely on my closet door. We shared a single pastry in the rain and didn't care about the coming train. I never thought the world could move so slow, or that the passing years would treat us so. Now every autumn brings your voice to light and warms the corners of a quiet night. The kettle whistles softly on the stove, reminding me of places where we roved. No heavy sorrow lingers in the steam, just gratitude for such a gentle dream. That old gray coat you wore in 64 is hanging safely on my closet door. We shared a single pastry in the rain and didn't care about the coming train. I never thought the world could move so slow, or that the passing years would treat us so. Now every autumn brings your voice to light and warms the corners of a quiet night. Cinnamon dust carried in from the bakery settles upon an unopened hardbound page. A pressed maple leaf turned completely scarlet, marking a quiet, forgotten October stage. She balanced a saucer of tea on her knee and pointed a finger at verse 44. We argued in whispers about the ending, while rain tapped a steady rhythm on the floor. A brief scent of cloves in the afternoon chill can summon a room that is standing still. If that sudden autumn could turn right back, would we sit by the glass and watch the track? Would you smile as you close the dusty book with that clever and quiet, inquiring look? For a moment the years just drifted away and brought back the warmth of a simple day. Then the maple leaf stirred in the evening breeze, and the room settled back into quiet ease. Some chapters are read just a single time, not for the plot or the rhyming line, but for who was there when the light grew dim, and how we believed in the heart of him. is heavy with sorrow or filled with tears. Brass key resting on the cotton cloth. The stranger left it here at 1/4. The copper edges dulled by autumn moth. We locked the cellar door and held it fast. I traced the square indent upon my palm, and hear your boots departing through the square. The wind rattles the glass against the frame. I reach my hand to touch a falling leaf. A quiet voice still whispers out my name, and time untangles every tangled grief. I leave the metal sitting by the plate, with nothing left to pack or lock away. Some hours never learn the trick to wait, and some December nights refuse to stay. The corner lamp is humming through the rain. A taxi splashes water on the curb. I stir the sugar in my cup again, unwilling for the silence to disturb. The shadow stretches long across the floor and settle softly where you used to sit. The wind rattles the glass against the frame. I reach my hand to touch a falling leaf. A quiet voice still whispers out my name, and time untangles every tangled grief. I leave the metal sitting by the plate, with nothing left to pack or lock away. Some hours never learn the trick to wait, and some December nights refuse to stay. Sirens echo past the grocery store window, while the steam from our ceramic mugs dissolves. You were laughing at a joke about the weather, tracing circles on the table with your thumb. Then I found the ticket stub beneath the counter from that rainy cinema in early June, when the projector flickered out for 20 minutes, and we sat in silent darkness sharing mints. Strange how ordinary paper holds the weight of years we thought we left behind. were sharing umbrellas in heavy drizzle, walking slow because your shoes were thin, talking loud about the books we hadn't finished, with the autumn wind against our skin. I used to think that distance meant a quiet ending, that everything we built would fade. Instead I find your voice inside a crowded corner, and thank the choices that we made. I set the little paper down beside the kettle, letting afternoon surrender to the dusk, not wishing we could press rewind on yesterday, just glad the simple truth remains. We were sharing umbrellas in heavy drizzle, walking slow because your shoes were thin. For a second, all those quiet Tuesday afternoons came breathing through the glass again. Then the kitchen settled in the golden shadows, and the memory faded soft and slow. Some people walk beside us for a single season and never really leave, you know. What you said yesterday still lingers in the hall, while chestnut leaves turn brittle by the garden wall. I fold my winter sweater and I check the shelf and find a list of groceries you wrote yourself. A paper clip is rusting on a movie stub we left inside a paperback beside the tub. The margin has a doodle of a funny cat. I smiled before I knew I was looking at that. These little marks we leave behind are sweeter than we thought at the time. A button sewn with mismatched thread, a pillow dented where you'd head, a shadow stretching down the hall, a calendar left on the wall, the way you paused before a door, a copper coin upon the floor. These quiet things I didn't say survive the wind, escape the wave. The world moves fast and leaves us by, with folded coats and heavy sky. Yet ordinary days remain, like autumn sunlight through the pane. A button sewn with mismatched thread, a pillow dented where you'd head, a shadow stretching down the hall, a calendar left on the wall, the way you paused before a door, a copper coin upon the floor. These quiet things I didn't say survive the wind, escape the wave. Heavy wool presses against my palms, a gray coat hanging behind the pantry door. Stitching round the collar starts to fray. From winters we walk together to the shore. Fingers trace a pocket left unzipped, where a ticket stub from Sunday rests inside. Ink is faded on the cardboard strip, showing hours when we had nothing left to hide. Time untangles every tightest knot, leaving warmth in places we forgot. Pull the bench a little closer to the glass, watch the yellow leaves drop softly on the grass. Nobody is waiting by the iron gate. Nothing in the world requires us to wait. We were never broken by the turning year, just surprised to find the old address so near. Even if the distance keeps us far apart, there is quiet silver resting in my heart. Coats grow heavy when the weather turns. Stories flicker like a log that slowly burns. Pull the bench a little closer to the glass, watch the yellow leaves drop softly on the grass. Nobody is waiting by the iron gate. Nothing in the world requires us to wait. We were never broken by the turning year, just surprised to find the old address so near. Even if the distance keeps us far apart, there is quiet silver resting in my heart. A sudden thought interrupts the quiet room. Dust motes dance inside a slant of amber light. An unread postcard slips from behind a shelf, written in your hurried script from Thursday night. A paper train pass tucked in a leather book, pressed autumn maples curled beside the page. We ran across the gravel while the clock chimed 5, before the world had turned another quiet age. Without a warning, time simply stepped aside and brought your laughter back into the tide. We sat beside the window as the rain poured down. sharing one paper cup of bitter roasted beans, watching the yellow taxis blur across the town, living inside the margins of our quiet dreams. I never thought a simple card could hurt this way, or make me smile so deeply at a ghost of gray. For every unspoken word that drifted out of sight, I fold this memory and tuck it in tonight. Some days return like shadows on a brick wall, not asking to stay, just showing us they remain. A gentle touch of weather in an empty hall, like footsteps echoing down an autumn lane. We sat beside the window as the rain poured down, sharing one paper cup of bitter roasted beans, watching the yellow taxis blur across the town, living inside the margins of our quiet dreams. I never thought a simple card could hurt this way, or make me smile so deeply at a ghost of gray. For every unspoken word that drifted out of sight, I fold this memory and tuck it in tonight. Silver sugar spoon beside the bowl, stains of bitter cinnamon and dew. Years have smoothed the edges of the spoon, silver traces left by neither you nor me. Sunlight tilts across the checkered cloth, stirring up the dust of 20 years. Silver gleams against the wooden grain, sudden warmth returns without a sound. Nothing broke and nothing had to end, just a quiet morning we had found. Teaspoons clink against the porcelain wall, minutes drift away into the street. We were never meant to conquer time, only taste the bitter and the sweet. Faded oilcloth underneath the tray, little crumbs arrive from yesterday. Seasons past the heavy wooden frame, leaving quiet corners unchanged. Sunlight tilts across the checkered cloth, stirring up the dust of 20 years. Silver gleams against the wooden grain, sudden warmth returns without a sound. Nothing broke and nothing had to end, just a quiet morning we had found. sweet. Amber afternoon light poured through the diner glass, while a stranger stirred his tea and let the hours pass. I sat across the aisle with a worn notebook in hand, listening to fragments of a life I didn't plan. He spoke about a garden that he left in '49, and traced the wooden counter with a slow and steady sign. He looked me in the eyes and asked me how the weather feels, then smiled because he knew how fast a heavy winter steals. We shared a passing moment in the middle of the day, before the autumn shadows chased us both another way. People cross our pathways like a song upon the breeze, leaving quiet warmth beneath the turning maple trees. He didn't know my history and I forgot his name, yet somehow for a minute nothing felt quite the same. I used to think that strangers were just faces in the street, until an old man offered me a half-remembered seat. Now I walk the pavement with a lighter kind of grace, thankful for the gentle ghost who filled an empty space. The waiter took the porcelain and wiped the table clean, as if there never had been any magic in between. I stepped into the twilight with a smile upon my face, glad that random quiet hearts still share a resting place. People cross our pathways like a song upon the breeze, leaving quiet warmth beneath the turning maple trees. He didn't know my history and I forgot his name, yet somehow for a minute nothing felt quite the same. I used to think that strangers were just faces in the street, until an old man offered me a half-remembered seat. Now I walk the pavement with a lighter kind of grace, thankful for the gentle ghost who filled an empty space. Silence breaks when a thought drifts in from nowhere. Leaves are pressing hard against the window pane. Passing headlights sketch your shadow on the plaster, while the radiator hums a steady strain. Cinema reels project a scene across the ceiling, walking down the pavement in the amber air, carrying a parcel wrapped in heavy brown paper, laughing at the weather without any care. Time blurs the edges of every single town until your voice comes floating down. Projector beams flicker through the autumn dusk, your coat collar turned against the chilly breeze. We shared a bench beneath the railway overpass, watching silver shadows dance among the trees. Nothing is broken and nothing has gone wrong. It is just a quiet film playing all day long. I see your profile turn to catch my eye before the camera pans away to let it die. Some days return without a single heavy anchor. They simply drift across the floorboards like a ghost, showing all the places where we used to linger, giving back the moments that I needed most. Projector beams flicker through the autumn dusk, your coat collar turned against the chilly breeze. We shared a bench beneath the railway overpass, watching silver shadows dance among the trees. Nothing is broken, nothing has gone wrong. It is just a quiet film playing all day long. I see your profile turn to catch my eye before the camera pans away to let it die. Which way did the yellow leaves fall when we crossed the parkway stone? My collar turned against the chill, and you walked along alone. A heavy leather notebook dropped from beneath your woolen sleeve. Pressed between the curling pages lay a torn and yellowed leaf. I watched the binder snap apart, and time stood still beside the park. If those autumn days returned to us today, would we walk the same familiar dusty way? Would you catch my coat and pull me close again, while the sky was heavy with a steady rain? For a fleeting second on the avenue, I could smell the paper bag I shared with you. Then the book closed softly in my quiet room, and the evening swept away the afternoon. Some leaving traces on the floor. We cannot touch those vanished hours again, or knock upon that wooden door. If those autumn days return to us today, would we walk the same familiar dusty way? Would you catch my coat and pull me close again, while the sky was heavy with a steady rain? For a fleeting second on the avenue, I could smell the paper bag I shared with you. Then the book closed softly in my quiet room, and the evening swept away the afternoon. Stiff tweed against the knuckles of my hand, a pocket frayed from walking in the rain. I pull it from the cedar chest again, and loose threads catch the light of afternoon. A pressed carnation flattened near the seam, brown paper dry and crinkling at the fold. We bought it on a Tuesday, brisk and cold, before the streets grew quiet for the year. Without a warning sound, the years dissolve and drop me right beside you on the wall. We used to share a single paper cup and watch the yellow trolley rattle by. You pointed at a chimney far above and laughed until the tea grew piping hot. I never thought a fragment could remain so heavy in the palm, so sharply true. I touch the fabric and the room returns, with nothing lost of what I had with you. The wool is thinning where the elbows bend, a simple coat we bought so long ago. It kept us warm against the autumn wind, more than you ever guessed or cared to know. We used to share a single paper cup and watch the yellow trolley rattle by. You pointed at a chimney far above and laughed until the tea grew piping hot. I never thought a fragment could remain so heavy in the palm, so sharply true. I touch the fabric and the room returns, with nothing lost of what I had with you. did the kettle whistle twice when you weren't there? A rusted copper pot upon the peeling stove. I found a ticket stub behind the mantelpiece from that November when the heavy clouds rolled low. We shared an umbrella with a broken rib and laughed until our boots were soaked through with the rain. You dropped your silver button in the grocery aisle. I kept it in a tin beside my window pane. My thoughts drift backward to the way you tied your scarf before we stepped out into the crisp afternoon. Seasons turn and leave us standing in the hall. Quiet footsteps fading down the wooden stair. We built a little world inside a rented room and never questioned why the future wasn't there. The teacups chipped the pavement dried beneath the sun. I smile to think of how we rushed to catch the train. No heavy sorrow left behind when day is done, just warmth for having shared the sudden falling rain. The clock keeps ticking past the hour we used to meet. A familiar record spins its dusty melodies. Nothing is broken, nothing needs a spoken mend, just quiet gratitude carried on autumn breeze. Seasons turn and leave us standing in the hall. Quiet footsteps fading down the wooden stair. We built a little world inside a rented room and never questioned why the future wasn't there. The teacups chipped the pavement dried beneath the sun. I smile to think of how we rushed to catch the train. No heavy sorrow left behind when day is done, just warmth for having shared the sudden falling rain. Digits glowing red against the wall. Midnight is passing while the heater hums. I picture where you might be standing now, when winter in another city comes. Perhaps you're sitting by a different glass, watching the snowflakes gather on the sill, holding a cup that warms your tired hands, while every room around you stays quite still. We never knew the road we had to choose, or how much time it takes for hearts to smooth. 10 years from today, I will smile at the thought of the heavy brown coat that you constantly bought, and the way we would argue about where to eat, with the autumn rain falling on Mercer Street. No bitterness lingers where kindness has grown. I am glad that our story was once my own. Though nobody asks me how you are doing now, I bless your tomorrow somehow. Some meetings fade away before they start. Some leave a quiet treasure in the heart. 10 years from today, I will smile at the thought of the heavy brown coat that you constantly bought, and the way we would argue about where to eat, with the autumn rain falling on Mercer Street. No bitterness lingers where kindness has grown. I am glad that our story was once my own. Though nobody asks me how you are doing now, I bless your tomorrow somehow. Roasted chestnuts scent the breeze beside the baker's wall. When an amber cardigan goes passing down the hall, it reminds me of the jacket that you wore that year, walking through the falling leaves and autumn atmosphere. We were sharing roasted corn outside the cinema door, counting up the copper pennies rolling on the floor. Then you tossed your paper wrapper in a metal bin, smiling at the silly mess we both were caught within. I can still recall your laughter ringing clear and loud, dancing underneath the trees above the evening crowd. If that season spun around and landed at my feet, would we trade our quiet sorrows for a crowded street? Would you point toward the window where the baker smiled, while the autumn weather kept us innocent and wild? For a moment in the breeze I caught your sweet perfume, then the wind went tumbling onward and it cleared the room. There is beauty in the ghosts that visit us so late, walking down the quiet corners where the memories wait. Every season leaves a trace of someone we adore, resting gently in the corners of an open door. Time can take the present hour and fold it out of sight, leaving the fading light. I don't need that afternoon to happen all anew. I am grateful for the season and the breath of you. Let the crisp October weather wrap the world in gray. I will keep the little moments that refuse to stray. For the scent of roasted chestnuts lingered in the square, proving that a vanished sweetness is still hiding there. What we cherished long ago does not have to fade in the warmth of every memory that we softly made. Sirens wail outside the corner store, while leaves blow dry across the pavement floor. I sweep the porch and brush away the dust that settled down while iron turned to rust. A heavy mug sits empty on the wood beside a rusted tin of cedar wood. You used to stir your sugar twice and smile, and sit and watch the traffic for a while. We spent those afternoons without a care, with autumn blowing softly through your hair. That old gray coat you wore in '64 is hanging safely on my closet door. We shared a single pastry in the rain, and didn't care about the coming train. I never thought the world could move so slow, or that the passing years would treat us so. Now every autumn brings your voice to light, and warms the corners of a quiet night. The kettle whistles softly on the stove, reminding me of places where we roved. No heavy sorrow lingers in the steam, just gratitude for such a gentle dream. That old gray coat you wore in '64 is hanging safely on my closet door. We shared a single pastry in the rain, and didn't care about the coming train. I never thought the world could move so slow, or that the passing years would treat us so. Now every autumn brings your voice to light, and warms the corners of a quiet night. settles upon an unopened hardbound page. A pressed maple leaf turned completely scarlet, marking a quiet, forgotten October stage. She balanced a saucer of tea on her knee and pointed a finger at verse 44. We argued in whispers about the ending, while rain tapped a steady rhythm on the floor. A brief scent of cloves in the afternoon chill can summon a room that is standing still. If that sudden autumn could turn right back, would we sit by the glass and watch the track? Would you smile as you close the dusty book with that clever and quiet, inquiring look? For a moment the years just drifted away and brought back the warmth of a simple day. Then the maple leaf stirred in the evening breeze, and the room settled back into quiet ease. Some chapters are read just a single time, not for the plot or the rhyming line, but for who was there when the light grew dim, and how we believed in the heart of him. I don't need that afternoon back again. I don't need the chill of that falling rain, but I am so glad that we shared that look and pressed that leaf deep inside the book. I placed the red maple back on its shelf, where gentle old memories keep themselves. Not everything lost in the passage of years is heavy with sorrow or filled with tears. A brass key resting on the cotton cloth. The stranger left it here at 1:15. The copper edges dulled by autumn moth. We locked the cellar door and held it fast. I traced the square indent upon my palm, and hear your boots departing through the square. The wind rattles the glass against the frame. I reach my hand to touch a falling leaf. A quiet voice still whispers out my name, and time untangles every tangled grief. I leave the meadow sitting by the plate, with nothing left to pack or lock away. Some hours never learn Some December nights refuse to stay. The corner lamp is humming through the rain. A taxi splashes water on the curb. I stir the sugar in my cup again, unwilling for the silence to disturb. The shadow stretches long across the floor and settles softly where you used to sit. The wind rattles the glass against the frame. I reach my hand to touch a falling leaf. A quiet voice still whispers out my name, and time untangles every tangled grief. I leave the metal sitting by the plate, with nothing left to pack or lock away. Some hours never learn the trick to wait, and some December nights refuse to stay. Sirens echo past the grocery store window, while the steam from our ceramic mugs dissolves. You were laughing at a joke about the weather, tracing circles on the table with your thumb. Then I found the ticket stub beneath the counter from that rainy cinema in early June, when the projector flickered out for 20 minutes, and we sat in silent darkness sharing mints. Strange how ordinary paper holds the weight of years we thought we left behind. We were sharing umbrellas in heavy drizzle, walking slow because your shoes were thin, talking loud about the books we hadn't finished, with the autumn wind against our skin. I used to think that distance meant a quiet ending, that everything we built would fade. Instead I find your voice inside a crowded corner, and thank the choices that we made. I set the little paper down beside the kettle, letting afternoon surrender to the dusk, not wishing we could press rewind on yesterday, just glad the simple truth remains. We were sharing umbrellas in heavy drizzle, walking slow because your shoes were thin. For a second all those quiet Tuesday afternoons came breathing through the glass again. Then the kitchen settled in the golden shadows, and the memory faded soft and slow. Some people walk beside us for a single season and never really leave. you know. What you said yesterday still lingers in the hall, while chestnut leaves turn brittle by the garden wall. I fold my winter sweater and I check the shelf and find a list of groceries you wrote yourself. A paper clip is rusting on a movie stub we left inside a paperback beside the tub. The margin has a doodle of a funny cat. I smiled before I knew I was looking at that. These little marks we leave behind are sweeter than we thought at the time. A button sewn with mismatched thread, a pillow dented where you'd head, a shadow stretching down the hall, a calendar left on the wall, the way you pause before a door, a copper coin upon the floor. These quiet things I didn't say survive the wind, escape the wave. The world moves fast and leaves us by, with folded coats and heavy sky. Yet ordinary days remain, like autumn sunlight through the pane. A button sewn with mismatched thread, a pillow dented where you'd head, a shadow stretching down the hall, a calendar left on the wall, the way you pause before a door, a copper coin upon the floor. These quiet things I didn't say survive the wind, escape the wave. Heavy wool presses against my palms, a gray coat hanging behind the pantry door. Stitching round the collar starts to fray, from winters we walked together to the shore. Fingers trace a pocket left unzipped, where a ticket stub from Sunday rests inside. Ink is faded on the cardboard strip, showing hours when we had nothing left to hide. Time untangles every tightest knot, leaving warmth in places we forgot. Pull the bench a little closer to the glass, watch the yellow leaves drop softly on the grass. Nobody is waiting by the iron gate. Nothing in the world requires us to wait. We were if the distance keeps us far apart, there is quiet silver resting in my heart. Coats grow heavy when the weather turns. Stories flicker like a log that slowly burns. Pull the bench a little closer to the glass. Watch the yellow leaves drop softly on the grass. Nobody's waiting by the iron gate. Nothing in the world requires us to wait. We were never broken by the turning year, just surprised to find the old address so near. Even if the distance keeps us far apart, there is quiet silver resting in my heart. A sudden thought interrupts the quiet room. Dust motes dance inside a slant of amber light. An unread postcard slips from behind a shelf, written in your hurried script from Thursday night. A paper train pass tucked in a leather book. Pressed autumn maples curled beside the page. We ran across the gravel while the clock chimed 5, before the world had turned another quiet age. Without a warning, time simply stepped aside and brought your laughter back into the tide. We sat beside the window as the rain poured down, sharing one paper cup of bitter roasted beans, watching the yellow taxis blur across the town, living inside the margins of our quiet dreams. I never thought a simple card could hurt this way, or make me smile so deeply at a ghost of gray. For every unspoken word that drifted out of sight, I fold this memory and tuck it in tonight. Some days return like shadows on a brick wall, not asking to stay, just showing us they remain. A gentle touch of weather in an empty hall, like footsteps echoing down an autumn lane. We sat beside the window as the rain poured down, sharing one paper cup of bitter roasted beans, watching the yellow taxis blur across the town, living inside the margins of our quiet dreams. I never thought a simple card could hurt this way, fold this memory and tuck it in tonight. Silver sugar spoon beside the bowl, stains of bitter cinnamon and dew. Years have smoothed the edges of the spoon, silver traces left by neither you nor me. Sunlight tilts across the checkered cloth, stirring up the dust of 20 years. Silver gleams against the wooden grain, sudden warmth returns without a sound. Nothing broke and nothing had to end, just a quiet morning we had found. Teaspoons clink against the porcelain wall, minutes drift away into the street. We were never meant to conquer time, only taste the bitter and the sweet. Faded oilcloth underneath the tray, little crumbs of rye from yesterday. Seasons past the heavy wooden frame, leaving quiet corners unchanged. Sunlight tilts across the checkered cloth, stirring up the dust of 20 years. Silver gleams against the wooden grain, sudden warmth returns without a sound. Nothing broke and nothing had to end, just a quiet morning we had found. Teaspoons clink against the porcelain wall, minutes drift away into the street. We were never meant to conquer time, only taste the bitter and the sweet. Amber afternoon light poured through the diner glass, while a stranger stirred his tea and let the hours pass. I sat across the aisle with a worn notebook in hand, listening to fragments of a life I didn't plan. He spoke about a garden that he left in '49, and traced the wooden counter with a slow and steady sign. He looked me in the eyes and asked me how the weather feels, then smiled because he knew how fast a heavy winter steals. We shared a passing moment in the middle of the day, before the autumn shadows chased us both another way. People cross our pathways like a song upon the breeze, leaving quiet warmth beneath the turning maple trees. trees. He didn't know my history, and I forgot his name. Yet somehow for a minute nothing felt quite the same. I used to think that strangers were just faces in the street, until an old man offered me a half-remembered seat. Now I walk the pavement with a lighter kind of grace, thankful for the gentle ghost who filled an empty space. The waiter took the porcelain and wiped the table clean, as if there never had been any magic in between. I stepped into the twilight with a smile upon my face, glad that random quiet hearts still share a resting place. People cross our pathways like a song upon the breeze, leaving quiet warmth beneath the turning maple trees. He didn't know my history, and I forgot his name. Yet somehow for a minute nothing felt quite the same. I used to think that strangers were just faces in the street, until an old man offered me a half-remembered seat. Now I walk the pavement with a lighter kind of grace, thankful for the gentle ghost who filled an empty space. Silence breaks when a thought drifts in from nowhere. Leaves are pressing hard against the window pane. Passing headlights sketch your shadow on the plaster, while the radiator hums a steady strain. Cinema reels project a scene across the ceiling, walking down the pavement in the amber air, carrying a parcel wrapped in heavy brown paper, laughing at the weather without any care. Time blurs the edges of every single town, until your voice comes floating down. Projector beams flicker through the autumn dusk, your coat collar turned against the chilly breeze. We shared a bench beneath the railway overpass, watching silver shadows dance among the trees. Nothing is broken and nothing has gone wrong. It is just a quiet film playing all day long. I see your profile turn to catch my eye before the camera pans away to let it die. Some days return without a single heavy anchor. They simply drift across the floorboards like a ghost, showing all the places where we used to linger, giving back the moments that I needed utmost. Projector beams flicker through the autumn dusk. Your coat collar turned against the chilly breeze. We shared a bench beneath the railway overpass, watching silver shadows dance among the trees. Nothing is broken, nothing has gone wrong. It is just a quiet film playing all day long. I see your profile turn to catch my eye before the camera pans away to let it die. Which way did the yellow leaves fall when we crossed the parkway stone? My collar turned against the chill, and you walked along alone. A heavy leather notebook dropped from beneath your woolen sleeve. Pressed between the curling pages lay a torn and yellowed leaf. I watched the binder snap apart, and time stood still beside the park. If those autumn days returned to us today, would we walk the same familiar dusty way? Would you catch my coat and pull me close again, while the sky was heavy with a steady rain? For a fleeting second on the avenue, I could smell the paper bag I shared with you. Then the book closed softly in my quiet room, and the evening swept away the afternoon. Some chapters closed before we read the end, leaving traces on the floor. We cannot touch those vanished hours again, or knock upon that wooden door. If those autumn days return to us today, would we walk the same familiar dusty way? Would you catch my coat and pull me close again, while the sky was heavy with a steady rain? For a fleeting second on the avenue, I could smell the paper bag I shared with you. Then the book closed softly in my quiet room, and the evening swept away the afternoon. Stiff tweed against the knuckles of my hand, pocket frayed from walking in the rain. I pull it from the cedar chest again, and loose threads catch the light of afternoon. A pressed carnation flattened near the seam, brown paper dry and crinkling at the fold. We bought it on a Tuesday, brisk and cold, before the streets grew quiet for the year. Without a warning sound, the years dissolve and drop me right beside you on the wall. We used to share a single paper cup and watch the yellow trolley rattle by. You pointed at a chimney far above and laughed until the tea grew piping hot. I never thought a fragment could remain so heavy in the palm, so sharply true. Touch the fabric and the room returns with nothing lost of what I had with you. The wool is thinning where the elbows bend, a simple coat we bought so long ago. It kept us warm against the autumn wind, more than you ever guessed or cared to know. We used to share a single paper cup and watch the yellow trolley rattle by. You pointed at a chimney far above and laughed until the tea grew piping hot. I never thought a fragment could remain so heavy in the palm, so sharply true. I touch the fabric and the room returns with nothing lost of what I had with you. Why did the kettle whistle twice when you weren't there? A rusted copper pot upon the peeling stove. I found a ticket stub behind the mantelpiece from that November when the heavy clouds rolled low. We shared an umbrella with a broken rib and laughed until our boots were soaked through with the rain. You dropped your silver button in the grocery aisle. I kept it in a tin beside my window pane. My thoughts drift backward to the way you tied your scarf before we stepped out into the crisp afternoon. Seasons turn and leave us standing in the hall, quiet footsteps fading down the wooden stair. We built a little world inside a rented room and never questioned why the future wasn't there. Teacups chip the pavement dry beneath the sun. I smile to think of how we rushed to catch the train. No heavy sorrow left behind when day is done. Just warmth for having shared the sudden falling rain. The clock keeps ticking past the hour we used to meet. A familiar record spins its dusty melodies. Nothing is broken, nothing needs a spoken mend. Just quiet gratitude carried on autumn breeze. Seasons turn and leave us standing in the hall. Quiet footsteps fading down the wooden stair. We built a little world inside a rented room, and never questioned why the future wasn't there. The teacups chip the pavement dry beneath the sun. I smile to think of how we rushed to catch the train. No heavy sorrow left behind when day is done. Just warmth for having shared the sudden falling rain. Four digits glowing red against the wall. Midnight is passing while the heater hums. I picture where you might be standing now, when winter in another city comes. Perhaps you're sitting by a different glass, watching the snowflakes gather on the sill, holding a cup that warms your tired hands, while every room around you stays quite still. We never knew the road we had to choose, or how much time it takes for hearts to smooth. 10 years from today, I will smile at the thought of the heavy brown coat that you constantly bought, and the way we would argue about where to eat, with the autumn rain falling on Mercer Street. No bitterness lingers where kindness has grown. I am glad that our story was once my own. Though nobody asks me how you are doing now, I bless your tomorrow somehow. Some meetings fade away before they start. Some leave a quiet treasure in the heart. 10 years from today, I will smile at the thought of the heavy brown coat that you constantly bought, and the way we would argue about where to eat, with the autumn rain Somebody asks me how you are doing now. I bless your tomorrow somehow.